So, funny story. This is actually my second time trying to film this video because I sat down and filmed this once and I just rambled on and on and on and didn't get to a point at anything. And then also, on top of that, in playing back the footage, I noticed that I had a brush hair on my face the entire time. And I don't know about you, but when I'm trying to make a video about job appropriate makeup, I don't think it's the best place for me to overlook stray brush fibers on my face. I don't know, that could just be me, I don't know. Hi guys, my name is Lacey, a Speakers with Fat Hips, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Or should I say, my name is Lacey of respectable nude lips and appropriate black slacks wearing hips. Am I right? So today, if you couldn't notice, there's something different about me. Happy early Halloween, we're masquerading as a normal person today. So that's always been a joke on my channel, is like masquerading as a normal person, because we hate the term wearable on this channel. We hate the idea that you need to alter your appearance in any way, shape, or form to be accepted in any place, blah, 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 and that there is a right or wrong way to wear makeup, blah, blah, blah. But I would be lying to you, and we would all be lying to ourselves, if we didn't all agree that there is a certain level of professionalism that you're supposed to have in the workplace. And specifically for me, this video was inspired because I'm job hunting right now, and it sucks. But this is like my go-to, well, this is my mostly go-to job interview kind of look. I've majorly toned down my makeup. I'm not saying I'm wearing less makeup, but I've changed certain techniques, and I feel like I've watered myself down a lot while still maintaining elements of myself. This isn't going to be a tutorial or anything like that because I just can't film a tutorial anymore with how nearsighted I am. I don't even think I can do Chit Chat Get Right With Me's right now. I need to work with my camera. Everything. I need to work with everything about my camera setting, or my filming setup, I should say. But what I'm going to do instead, because I love talking about makeup, you all know I love talking about makeup, is kind of go through my process, go through the kinds of products I like to wear to be more work appropriate, to be more job interview appropriate, and how I'm using them and why I like them versus what I normally do. Because I feel like if you have watched a lot of my Get Ready With Me's or anything like that, you know kind of what I normally gear towards and the techniques I tend to use. I do think I changed up quite a bit to get where we are now. Before even makeup wise, there are things I'm doing to change everything else about me. I'm not wearing my hat and it sucks, but I don't think H&M witch hats belong at job interviews unless I'm interviewing for the Department of Head Witch at like Spirit Halloween. I don't know. Don't have my hat. I like to let my buzz cut grow in a little bit for work. I cut it shorter if I'm not worried about being work appropriate, and I let it grow a little bit longer if I am. I've also pretty much toned down my jewelry, even though it doesn't seem like it. First, I'm not wearing like a huge crazy like fossil or rock or like occult thing on my neck. This is a little bit cheesy. I'm wearing just this coin necklace that I consider to be like my lucky job hunting coin necklace. Don't come for me. And it's on a black string right now, but I might swap it out with the silver chain just to look a little bit more refined. Normally I wear a ring on every finger, as you can tell in all of my other videos, but I'm wearing 3 right now. I kind of alternate between 2 or 3, and I just picked the rings that mean the most to me to wear. The common theme throughout this video is that I like my employers to know what they're getting into when they hire me. So there's elements of me still there, but not full 100% like full banana Lacey. The thing that I didn't do that I would normally do is take out my nose jewelry. The septum ring just requires pliers to take out right now, so I wasn't doing that for this video. Sorry guys. And then I wouldn't wear my spider, unfortunately, even though my spider has stayed with me for almost over a decade at this point. I would swap it out for just the teeniest, tiniest little like silver stud, because I do want to come across as someone who has piercings, and if that is a problem, I can deal with it then. But I'm not trying to hide who I am or completely blindside people. I'm just trying to polish myself. Outfit wise, this is a shirt I've definitely worn on job interviews before. I would just put like a blazer or like a sweater over it, like a solid black one, so that I'm toning down this print. I also always wear black slacks, just like nice, clean black dress pants. They just make every look professional. Black heels, like the smallest of heel, always, always, always. And then I also tend to swap my purse out because I tend to have crazy printed bags. The bag I had all summer was a floral print bag. It started to get dingy around the edges because it wasn't the most like expensive bag ever. All throughout college, I had a Betsy Johnson backpack that looked like a huge monster face. That's the kind of person I am. But for like a serious like college graduate trying to get a real career type of look, this was actually a really good video to include a product that has been sent to me recently. I am not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. This brand reached out to me and asked if they can send me a purse that I picked out myself in exchange for an honest review, so that's what it is right now. But I really like this bag for this particular scenario, and I just like this bag in general, so I wanted to talk about it. This is the Eliza Duo Leather Black Bag from Teddy Blake, New York. Teddy Blake reached out to me, and I knew who they were instantly because they had also worked with my friend Hannah, Smoky Glow Hannah, and she had her Teddy Blake bag when she was coming to visit me, and I thought she had a really nice bag. So when they were like, can we send you a bag? I was like, hell yeah. I love this bag because it's sleek and black. There's not a print on it, which is not my first place. I do like a more fun bag, but I love this bag specifically, like I was saying, because it's the duo leather. It's a suede and a true leather, top and bottom. It looks nice and sleek and clean, but it's this fun bucket shape with a pull string that I really love, and that doesn't scream just like typical, like I hate the bags that you wear in the crook of your arm that are like typical box bag. That's not for me. When I saw this one, I was like, oh, that is a bag that I would have bought otherwise. And I love the long strap. Again, I don't like a small strap. And I like this piece right here that keeps it firmly on your shoulder, because I hate when you have a strap that keeps falling off the whole time and it gets obnoxious. Teddy Blake is a made in Italy luxury without the luxury kind of price-esque type of designer handbag company. They pride themselves on using real leather and the trained craftsmen that construct their bags, all of that stuff. All of that was very appealing to me because I'm very rough with my bags. I throw them around and they get dingy around the edges. I liked that this was real leather. I know that's not for everybody, but because it was gonna look expensive and be durable. I know designer names shouldn't mean anything, blah, blah, blah. But for me, I know what a big deal it was when like my older sister got her first designer bag, or what like the excitement my mom had when she got her for like the designer bag that my dad got her for Christmas one year, and like what that meant in those moments. Does that make sense? This is what that bag is for me, because you do see the name. It does come across as an expensive bag. It kind of gives you boss bitch vibes when you walk into a room. I know it shouldn't mean anything how much you spend on the bag, but we'd be lying to ourselves if we said it didn't. And it does come across as a professional bag and like, oh wow, this is the kind of bitch that would have a designer bag. Maybe I want to hire her. Does that make sense? Like, I hate to admit it because it's icky, but like, it's the truth of the matter. And I had been wanting to invest in a more luxurious grown-up bag for a while, so this opportunity was really awesome for me. Like I said, I love the bag. I've been carrying it for like a couple weeks now actually, and I'm rough with it, and it hasn't really gotten overly dirty. Even though this is suede, I can just lint brush it real quick. Like, I don't know, it's nice and it's structured enough that it holds all of my stuff. I get to still hide my fun wallet in my bag. It holds all of my crap. The one thing I will say though is that I'm not a designer handbag person. I don't like to pay designer handbag prices. This is a more expensive purse than I would ever buy for myself, if I'm being completely honest. Now that I have it and I know the quality and I like the brand and I'm familiar with the brand, I would be more open to seeing what brands they come out with, or what bags I should say they come out with in the future, because there are other ones on their site that I'm eyeballing now. I'm not even gonna lie to you. There's a big one specifically that I feel like if I ever go back to graduate school would be a great bag for me, but that's neither here nor there. I don't know honestly if I can sit here and tell you that I would pay for this normally if it wasn't sent for me. I think if you are the kind of person that does shell out for a handbag and doesn't mind buying a designer bag, you will like this bag. You will like this product. I really like the quality of these bags, but I just wanted to present you with all of my honest, truthful information. I was looking for a bad bitch bag. They happened to reach out to me. I really enjoyed this bag a lot. I could comfortably recommend it if you have the budget to spend for a bag like this. Moving on, because like I said, this isn't a sponsored video and I don't want this to take up too much time. That is kind of aesthetically what I'm doing before I even get into makeup, because I think you want to walk into a room, you want to command attention. You want to have a certain presence about you. You want to look the part. You want to look like, you want to dress for the job you want. I know it's so cheesy, I know, but all these little things that I'm doing, even though it might not mean much, even though I'm still probably coming across as obnoxious in a lot, it also kind of gives me the confidence to go take on a job interview as well. So that's all important to me. Okay, sorry, if it's a little dark in here, I apologize. I normally like to film earlier, but life's been crazy. My sister's coming to visit. Our closet exploded in the middle of the night. It is what it is. Makeup, the thing that's exciting. Right off the bat, complexion wise, and I've talked about these products like a million times, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. The Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, I'm obsessed with this primer. I went through a trial size before I bought the full size. I think it's worth every penny. It's really gripping, and I know that my makeup's going to stick to it really nicely. I don't have to worry about my foundation slip sliding around throughout the day, but it's also hydrating because I have a very dry perimeter. I'm very oily in the T-zone and then dry everywhere else. Love that primer, and it doesn't make my T-zone too, like, it helps control oils in my T-zone weirdly enough as it is too. Like, I really think the hydrating helps combat that extra oil. I don't know, I can't speak enough good things about the Hydro Grip Primer. Gonna move on. My go-to foundations in this kind of situation though are always gonna either be the Too Faced Peach Perfect Foundation or my Covergirl Clean Matte BB Cream Foundation. Both relatively do the same thing for me. Both are not overly full coverage. They tend to be like light or medium coverage, I would say. They're both mattifying to control that T-zone like I expressed earlier, but they still have a healthy glow and they're not dry and cakey and too makeup-y, so that the dry skin that I just referenced again still looks nice and like skin. I'm not trying to look no makeup makeup-y, but I'm not trying to look full face Instagram, full drag either. I want to just look like healthy, radiant skin. So I love both of these so much. Just know that Too Faced has a heavy peach scent. The other thing about these two foundations as well is that they're not going to crease, and I don't worry about them rubbing away or like sweating away. These both handle heat and sweat and like long days very well. These are the two foundations I trust to stay on my face no matter what, because I always get sweat mustaches and I always lose like my mustache and my chin region like throughout the day, and these stay put, so I love them. Before I powder though, this is new to me, I'm going to do a cream bronzer. I've fallen in love with cream bronzer, and I do it more so like, I should say cream contour, because I'm doing it more so to add structure to my face without like a harsh cool tone powder. And I think doing a cream and layering it under powder helps it look more natural. This is the Huda Beauty Tantour cream bronzer in Fair. This is probably still even a hint too dark for me if I'm being honest, because I am the color of paper. But I love the formula of this because I don't have a brush handy, so pretend this lipstick is a brush. Dip it in and then go. Like, you don't need a lot, you need barely any product, and it just glides out smoothly and it doesn't feel oily. It sets really nicely and it gives me that healthy structure that I'm looking for, but you can go too crazy too fast, so like go in with the light hand. But cream products really just add to that glowy skin and less makeup-y looking makeup that I'm going for. On top of that though, I am powdering to set my face, and specifically I'm going to bake the under eyes mostly around where my glasses touch my face, if I'm going to be honest, and just my smile line's just a hint though. Really, I'm like kissing my face with powder, and I'm reaching for the Beauty Bakerie Flour Better Not Bitter setting powder. I love this. I'm in like the original translucent shade. Oof, powder everywhere. I know they have a couple more shades now. This one I love because it doesn't leave a weird cast to my skin. I think if I go too heavy-handed with the Peach Perfect setting powder, I get a pink cast on my face, which is obvious, it's the peach powder. This doesn't have a scent, it barely has a color, and it just doesn't look too makeup-y. I'm gonna keep repeating myself, but it just has the most lovely finish and it sets makeup very nicely, and I love especially baking with it. It's such a good powder. I love it so much. I know we already cream contoured / bronzered, but we're doing more bronzer. I'm reaching for a glowy bronzer in this situation because I don't want to go for a blush. The reason why I'm not going for a blush is because it is impossible for me to go light-handed with my blush. I don't know what that phenomena is. I don't know what my problem is, but I cannot be light-handed with blush, no matter even if it is like the lightest, most natural blush ever. It just instantly makes me look way more like done up way like too, I don't want to say makeupy one more time. It makes me look too much. It makes me look, dare I say, clownish. It's too much makeup in this situation for me because I'm trying to balance everything else out. Blush kills it. Glowy bronzers that I love. This is the Flower Beauty Heatwave Luminous Bronzer in L1 Sunrise. This is a hint more cooler tone and a lot more pigmented than my other choice, but this is still really nice and not too glowy. Like, it's not like a highlighter on your face. I love this option so much. I think more so though, I would reach for my Milani Baked Bronzer in 04 Glow. This looks really warm in the pan, but it's actually like a really nice consistency of powder. It's not too overly pigmented. And again, it's like the healthiest glow without looking like I put highlighter on my face, and it just blends nicely around the perimeters of the face into that cream bronzer. Kind of just, I don't know, it's not what I'm wearing today. I don't know why I'm gesturing like that. The bronzer that I am wearing today is my absolute go-to no blush bronzer. It's this Too Faced Sweetie Pie bronzer. It's the one that looks like a pie lattice that everyone kind of hated. But to be perfectly honest, this is one of my all-time favorite bronzers. I love this so much. I'm actually debating getting a backup because even though it doesn't look like it, I've made a huge dent in this bronzer. I love this for a no blush glowy bronzer. That's a mouthful. Because it does have that pink lace through it, so it just becomes like the perfect reddish tone, light, luminous bronzer. It's not, it's that. This is from when I tried to film this video the first time, ignore that. It almost is like the perfect middle ground between a blush and a bronzer, and it's not too shiny, it's just a healthy glow. It's not full matte, it has the most like hint of a satin finish. I love this so much, but it also reeks of peach, so just know that. Not wearing blush, like I said. I am still going for highlighter, but dare I say I'm going for a more natural glow from within highlighter. Just trying to add to that whole like angelic face, like Glossier-esque look that I'm trying to go for. I did still highlight in all of my same places, tops of the eyebrow, cheeks, chin, nose, Cupid's bow, etc. Essence Pure Nude is a classic at this point. This is such a subtle glow from within glowy highlighter, but it's so pretty. I don't even know if you can see the swatch on camera. Like, it's so barely anything, but it's such an affordable product and it's just pretty. It doesn't emphasize pores. It doesn't look like I'm a lighthouse. It doesn't look alieny, but it looks soft and appropriate. This is actually a blush, like I said, the Milani Baked Blush in Rosa Romantica. I originally was going to declutter because I'm like, that's not a blush. But then I realized it's a beautiful, subtle highlighter because it's like a light pink, which complements my paleness. But again, it's just like the hintiest hint of a glow. And you can really work it into that kind of reddish tone bronzer that I was describing earlier. And it just looks like glowy and a little bit almost like you were kissed by the cold. If you're into that look, I'm into that look. The one I'm wearing today, again, it's a blush. The Physicians Formula Butter Blush in Natural Glow. The name is there. I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know why they're marketing this as a blush. It's clearly a highlighter. This is what I'm wearing today. It has more of a goldish tinge to it than this pinky Milani one. I feel like you really can see though, like, yeah, these could be built up to be probably a little bit more glowy, but they're really on the subtle side for the kinds of highlighters that I like especially. But this is the one I'm wearing today. It has that typical butter bronzer scent. I personally really like that scent, but that's just me. It's just nice. It's not too much. I don't like flat looking skin normally. I don't like flat looking skin now. I like to look healthy and awake and alert. I love it so much. I can't not highlight though. I'm sorry, it's me. I can't not highlight it. Brows. I don't know if it looks like I've done anything different to my brows, but it feels like I've done something really different to my brows. Still went in with my e.l.f. pencil like I always do. I did, however, just kind of trace the natural shape that my brows have. I'm not trying to be too angular or too like pointy, which is what I would do with my dip brow normally. And I'm layering Essence Make Me Brow as my eyebrow gel over top. This is why I'm unemployed. Because this is a tinted fiber brow gel. It is a dupe for the Benefit Give Me Brow, I believe. I don't know if you can see, but there's a ton of fibers in this. I like a fibered tinted brow gel in this situation because I do want full brows, but instead of a blocky Instagram brow, I want a bushy natural brow. I don't remember what I was saying because motorcycles just interrupted me for like the third time tonight. I like the fibers. I like to be bushier. I'm actually, when I'm running this for my eyebrows, I'm pushing the hairs up way more than I normally would, just because I want to just look like I have full natural brows, even though I'm sure that's not what they look like. I'm sure I still look ridiculous. Let me live. Then we get into eyeshadow, which I feel like is probably what people are most interested in me talking about, and also where the most drastic change to my routine comes from. I'm gonna kind of zoom in for a second. Looking at my eye look. Sorry, I'm looking at the viewfinder and I'll set myself. I have glasses, as we all know, and that kind of tones down anything I do normally. But specifically with my eye look, I'm still wearing wing liner because I want my employers to know what they're getting into, but it's not the crazy wing that I would normally do. I have even more of an inner corner kind of point than what I would normally want right now. That's because my eyeliner like got watery and it got away from me. That's a whole other thing. I'm really kind of only using 3 colors to kind of get across what it is that I want. I'm concentrating the most color on the outsides of my eyes because I'm trying to make my eyes look wider. And, you know, I'm using neutral colors. I've toned it down. I like it, actually. So, what eyeshadows do I reach for in this situation? This is like half job interview, half I got the job and now I'm trying to be work appropriate day to day. There are, weirdly enough, I talk a lot of shit about Too Faced, but there are 3 go-to eyeshadow palettes from Too Faced that I really love for this kind of, you know, wearable thing that I'm doing right now. I am not sponsored by Too Faced or their Peach collection, but you wouldn't know it in this video. The Too Faced Sweet Peach palette is a classic, and I think it's a classic for a reason, because these are just really good, reliable, neutral shades, but you get these kind of peachy tones that make it slightly more interesting and give you slightly more variety. My absolute favorite shade is the Summer Yum color in the crease with my brown eyes. Don't even get me started, it's so good. Another Too Faced palette that I honestly really love, the Gingerbread palette, the original, not this bullshit extra spicy one. I love this for like, I got the job already and I want to wear brown eyeshadow, but like more fun brown eyeshadow, because you do get these warmer tone mattes. The metallics, especially in this palette, are what makes it so good to me because they all have a really interesting kind of spicy undertone to them. I don't know if that comes across on camera, but I think this is such a really pretty palette with a lot of versatility. Honestly, I don't know why they felt the need to ruin it with a less spicier palette. Don't even get me started. And then the Too Faced Clover palette, which I feel like got like some people were shit talking this palette on YouTube. But again, this has your browns that make you covered for work, but then you also get more interesting shades thrown in. So this becomes a really effective pop palette that I really enjoy. It's the only one of these 3 palettes that is not grossly scented. And with all of these tin palettes from Too Faced, I feel like you're getting a nice quality. The mattes just blend really nicely. They build into each other really nicely. And the metallics aren't too over the top, but in a lot of these palettes, they're still interesting and diverse and fun, which is why I love these palettes so much for a work setting, where again, like I said 100 times, I'm not trying to be a different person. I'm not trying to go to the most neutrally of neutral boring. I'm still trying to be fun and myself, but still being wearable. Along the same lines, the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. I know everyone cringes when we talk about Natasha Denona because of Natasha Denona prices. Again, has those fun pops of mattes, but you can still make really beautiful work appropriate looks. Drink every time I've said work appropriate in this video. And the metallics have that really special, interesting undertone. Having fallen in love with the gold palette and the lila palette, I wanted this for work. I wanted this because of how reliable the mattes are. I mentioned earlier how I've only used a couple mattes, and that's what I like to do for work. I don't like to get overly complicated. I don't want to risk my shadows muddying together. The thing I love about Natasha Denona mattes is that you can use any of these lightly in the crease as your transition, but then really concentrate it and like layer it up to also then be a defining shade. And I love that about her matte formula. I think they just work so well, and you just need so few to make such a completed look. It's so nice and special. I did buy this with a gift card though, or partially with a gift card. I would recommend everyone else do the same because I really cannot justify the full price of Natasha Denona shadows. That's just me. And yes, before you ask me, I saw the holiday palette, and yes, I want it desperately. Don't come for me. Talking about reliable eyeshadow formulas though, Soft Glam from ABH. I know I shit-talked this palette in the past, but then I saw it in store and thought, oh yeah, that's my perfect work palette. It's absolutely perfect. Again, like Natasha Denona shadows, but even more so, I find the ABH matte formula to be so reliable that this is such a go-to for me, especially with job interviews, because I don't worry about this palette not working for me. I know the shades that I pick are going to blend together nicely. I'm going to get a pretty eye look, that the metallics especially, I love the metallic formula in this palette. I'm going to get an elevated pretty look. And it's just like, it's one of those palettes where when you wear it, people go, what are you wearing on your eyes? It's so absolutely pretty. I don't know what else to say other than it's pretty. It's pretty and it's a great formula. And these are such perfect neutrals. I really love Sienna and Mulberry and Orange Soda. I think they're just so stunning. And I always look sophisticated. That's the word I'm going for. I always look sophisticated when I'm wearing this palette. So it kind of gets across that like, yeah, I'm wearing makeup right now, but I look really good in my makeup and you can't deny it and I'm a boss bitch, so give me this job, you know? Honorable mention to the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette actually, which is my favorite Naked palette color story-wise because I love these blushy tones. I love blushier kind of nudie eyeshadows when I'm going to work or when I'm doing an interview because these can still be a little bit grungy. I like to be, like, again, I like to be myself. I don't want to hide the fact that I'm like a weird spooky bitch. I just kind of want to like, you know, be a work appropriate weird spooky bitch. I like that you can kind of gray it up. I don't know. This is another one that I tend to reach for when I want to still show my personality, but I want to be a softer version of my personality. So honorable mention to the Naked 3 palette. My absolute honest go-to job interview palette though, the one I'm wearing today, is the Lorac Pro 4 palette, which I never talk about Lorac shadows on my channel because Lorac palettes tend to be kind of boring. But this is such a pretty special palette to me. It's special for sentimental reasons. Stick with me. This is like a very, it's almost like a cross between Soft Glam and the Naked 3 in that it's blushier toned colors, but they're also a little warm, but they also kind of skew warm or cool at the same time. Like the look I'm wearing today, I would argue is relatively cooler tone. You can make a cooler tone look with it if you kind of ignore this one orangey shade right here. I feel like it becomes a blushier, cooler palette. I love the Lorac Pro formula so much. You get small pans, but that's because you need so little product. You dip your brush in, given that the pigment does explode up, there's a lot of kick up, but you need so little, and I, with the Lorac Pro formula, recommend really sticking to like 2 or 3 mattes tops. You don't need a lot. They work really nicely with each other, they blend super easily, and the metallics are really soft, so it's not over the top like eye-catching, it's just like complete. If that, it feels like a complete look. I'm wearing Pecan in my crease. I deepened up the edges with Amaretto and then put Black Currant on like my outer third, put a little bit of Iced Rose on the inner third of my eye, and then Soft Pearl is my inner corner highlight, and that's it. And this is my go-to job interview. I want to look pretty and professional and put up or like put together and done up palette because I was job hunting and I saw this in a Kohl's and I stopped and went, oh my god, I love this palette, even though it's kind of boring compared to a lot of my other eyeshadows, and I bought it and I was wearing this palette when I got my last job at the spa. So, you know, it's a little sentimental for that reason. Like I mentioned, I just do the ittiest bit of a wing, like a kiss of mascara compared to the spidery lashes that I normally do, and I'm concentrating that mascara on the outer portion of my eye just to look like awake and, you know, finished. But other than that, you know, oh, lips! I always reach for the same thing. When I'm doing a job interview, I'll change it up once I've gotten the job, depending on what my eye looks like. My eyeshadow, I should say, looks like. Today I'm wearing a ColourPop lippy stick, which is, again, what I always reach for. In Tootsie, I could have sworn they still sold this shade, but they don't. I apologize. I would not have worn a lip color. I knew that they didn't sell anymore, but I have one that's similar enough. I like both of these for the same reason, because they're kind of like cooler tone gragey nudes, which complement the kind of cooler tone eye looks that I'm trying to do. Again, giving them that taste of, is this bitch secretly a goth, without like being full blown, hi, I'm here to manage your haunted house kind of vibe. So this one is Tootsie, that's the one I'm wearing. It's just a little hint darker. And this one is Oh Snap, it's a little bit warmer. I really love Oh Snap too. I would have just probably worn Oh Snap if I didn't know that they discontinued Tootsie. How dare they? ColourPop, bring it back. But yeah, I like a stick lipstick versus like a super dry striking liquid lipstick or an overly glossy, bordering on immature glossy lip. A stick lipstick is just classic, and I think it makes my look polished and put together. I'm using all of the same words. I need a thesaurus. I feel professional. I feel confident. That's the biggest thing. All of these things I've mentioned, the way I'm changing my wardrobe, the way I'm changing my accessories, my purse, my jewelry, the ways that I'm altering my makeup technique, still make me feel like I'm a bad bitch who loves makeup. Still make me feel pretty and like I'm not totally losing the elements of myself, but it's giving me confidence. I feel like I'm someone that's hireable. I feel like I'm someone who's worthy of a job. I think it's important to make yourself feel confident at work and at a job interview, because that comes across, and it comes across to your employer and your clients and whatever else. Like, that's important. And I spent so long feeling bad about myself that I don't want to lose my personality because I have to put, I have to put eyeshadow palettes on the table. I want to still feel like myself, but I feel good. This is a look that I feel confident in still. Rambling on and on though, that is really all I have to say for this video. This is my go-to masquerading as a normal person type of look. Let me know how you feel about it down below. And also let me know your favorite like go-to work makeup staples down below as well. Are you like me where you have like your real look and then you have your like secret, like they don't need to know who I really am work look? Let me know. If you like this video, if you like work appropriate wearable videos, don't get me started. And if you like me, please hit like and subscribe. You can also follow me on my Instagram, which is also Spookos and Fat Hips, or my Twitter at SpookyLacy to see what I'm up to when I'm not on YouTube and to probably track this whole job hunting progress. Don't even get me started. I've been so anxious, and it's like, this is not that video. I talked about this in my like live stream that I did the other day, but like, thank you guys for bearing with me while I had that little hiccup and accidentally took a 2-week break because I did not mean to. I just kind of got overwhelmed, and that's what happens. But you know what? You bounce back, you put on your bad bitch makeup, and you walk out the door and you get over it. But yeah, obviously talk to me down below. That's all I have to say for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, as always, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.